Hello experts and teachers. My name is Chunlin, graduated with physical education doctor in Wuzhou University of Korea. The instructor is Professor Zhao Xuanzhe. At the same time, I'm a teacher of Harbin Sport University. The topic of the paper is kinematic analysis of rotating skills of late women's hammer thrower. Contents. First, the introduction. Second, research method. Third, research results. And fourth, discussion. First, the introduction. The hammer throw movement began in England in the Middle Ages after throwing mess with the wooden tooth hammer at the labor leader of Scotland mining workers. The English word of hammer is hammer and its meaning is hammer. At the time, the main instrument used was a hammer with a wooden handle, and then the hammer throw comes out here by turning the wooden handle into chain to throw it comfortably. The hammer throw was initially a standing sort, but after that, it gradually improved to side sort. 1 turn, 2 turns, and 3 turns, and now players use the 4 turns method most often. Former Soviet national team coach Bondarchuk said that the current technology is more advanced than in the past, and as many scientific theories has been raised. Players have overcome problems that have not been overcome in the past, and as the technology develops, the performance gradually increases, said at Hyun. According to the Borne's 2001 hammer is the injection of the throwing discipline that requires good body quality, reasonable technology structure, and related professional skills. Scholars such as Otto and Borne report that hammer throw technology is a key. Professional skill is an important part. Strength is the foundation, and these 3 elements are usually constrained by mutual promotion. In the Deepna study, the time and time destruction for each stage of hammer throw indicates the speed of operation of each stage of hammer throw technology and the rotational rhythm of the complete hammer throw technology, and the time supported by 1 full support and reported to reflect the competitor's technical style and technical characteristics. Researchers such as Susanka and Borniers analyzed parameters of the hammer throw time during the rotation of the competitors, and found that in the hammer throw the difference in parameters such as the time and the speed of the competitors is clear, and that a high-level throw has a fast or quickness characteristic. In the hammer throwing precise 1 full report time increased and 2 full support time decreased in order for players to maintain the rotational speed according to the acceleration of each step faster. A good hammer thrower do not even have high rotation speed. It is reported that 2 full support time can last longer. In summary, the key to the overall hammer throw operation is the rotation phase and the final force application phase. The spanning phase plays a very important role in the throwing phase. So in order to increase the release speed of the hammer, the athletes need to make 3 to 4 turns before the last force is applied. And in this phase, the hammer is resistant to the centrifugal force caused by high rotation. In addition, the rotation step is the most complicated and difficult step in hammer throwing because it necessary to ensure harmony of the direction of motion of the hammer and the human body. Looking at the contents of the previous studies, the two stages of the rotation and the last application of force are the main part of the study of hammer throw movement. And the research is focused on the male hammer throwing technique and last stage of applying force. Women's hammer throw is an emerging sport, and there are relatively few studies on women's hammer throw technology at home and abroad. Analysis is insufficient. Therefore, through the scientific and systematic analysis of Chinese excellent women's hammer throw rotation technology and the last force with 3D exercise method, we find the gap with the words excellent athletes. Improve the professional skill of the women's hammer, improve the quality of training, and excellent in exercise. It has great meaning in creating grades. Second, research method. This study used the kinematic test method to perform peak shooting and video analysis of excellent female hammer throwers and use hammer players at the same time. After scanning and monitoring of the state of muscle power during the rotation process of athletes, comparing and analyzing with international excellent female hammer throwers, finding differences and shortcomings and feeding back the result of kinematic data to the leader. Hammer throwers, they aim to provide scientific guidance for future training of professional skills, strengths, and cultivation of prospective talent. The experiment subjects, experimental equipment, analysis tools, and the statistic method of this study as follows. According to the data published by Lona and IAAF in 2018, Chinese hammer throw national representative Xu Jing and Zhi Yang ranked fifth in the world and first in Asia in 2018. The details are shown in Table 1. Players' basic situation statistics. The experimental tools and analysis tools in this study are related to the kinematic test and analysis system. The specifics are shown in Table 2. Experimental and analysis tools. The major technical stages of hammer throwing are divided into preliminary swing, rotation, final force stage, and release moment. This stage focuses on these four technical stages. It goes on for clarity and intuitive understanding. Hammer divides this process from swing to release into 10 critical moments. The 10 moments are divided into E0 to E9 and are as shown in Figure 1. Classification of one technology stages. Among them, there are 4 rotations with each movement as follows. It is as shown in Figure 2. Technical operation time and section division. According to regulation, the origin of the coordinates is the centrifuge of the hammer throw, and when the hammer thrower stands upright in the throwing sphere and turns left to instrument to practice swing. If it is live, it is in the forward direction of y-axis, and when it is backward, It is in the forward direction of the x-axis. The z-axis is placed vertically on the plane formed by the x and y-axis, and the top in the forward direction. The cut frequency of data obtained through this 10 Hz, which is smoothly processed by the low-pass digital filtering method. It is a representation of system body joint used the US imposter human body model. In addition, by adding Hammer magnetic points, the total number of points is as shown in Figure 3. Whether Hammer's throw is good at throwing depends on the rhythm of his rotation. It was confirmed that in order to better understand the rotation rhythm of the hammer thrower, it is necessary to recognize the 1 full support time to the 2 full support time when rotating. Time characteristic for 1 full support and 2 full support mentioned above. According to Table 3 and Figure 4, the average time for both full support during the first rotation. In addition, since the rotation time gradually decreased from the second rotation and the speed gradually increased, it was confirmed that the support time for 1 foot was gradually reduced by comparing the support time for both feet. The factors that greatly influence the hammer projection speed in the projection process were rotational speed, the gradual acceleration ability, and the motion rhythm. The rotational speed of the speed increase for each rotation, as I show in Table 4, Figure 5, and Figure 6. According to the graph, the speed of the hammer gradually increases during the overall rotation per phase of the player. It can be seen that the hammer has gained some initial speed after swing is over. Third, research results. The reasonability of the player motion and the initial speed of the hammer's release can be more clearly reflected through the total length of driving trajectory in the step of supporting both feet and final force of the hammer. According to Table 5 and Table 6, the average length of the hammer movement trajectory for each rotation. It was found that the length of the trajectory reached 6.03 meters at the moment when athletes finished supporting both feet in the second form. In addition, the length of the hammer movement trajectory at the moment when the 2 feet are supported at the end of first round of player B is 2.85 meters. The shortest compared to be the player A and C. At the end of fourth round, the moment of support with 1 foot is 6.09 meters. Compared with the athletes A and C, it was confirmed to be the longest. Player A's center of mass had changed to shows a generally stable change. Since the change in the center of gravity of athletes B and C was found to be relatively remarkable, the range of change in the center of mass was wide, and in particular, it was confirmed that the center of mass of the support time for one foot in athlete B decreased significantly. Figure 10, Figure 11, and Figure 12 show the changes in the center of mass trajectory of athletes A, B, and C. First, discussion. In the study of Bruce and News, it is reported that high-speed rapid rhythm is a major feature of modern hammer throwing. In a study by Berkeley, it is reported that hammer throw can reflect the harmony of the figure situation about the speed of the hammer and the motion technique by increasing the speed required by one rotation in the rotation stage. A study on the Vodarchik throwing technique. The women's champion of the World Championship in athletics found that the initial speed gained after the end of swing accounted for 44% to 64%, and the athlete had a speed at one turn. It is reported that the increase in speed was obtained. The speed increase in the third rotation and the fourth rotation was lowest. In this study, the athlete's initial speed accounted for 48.7% to 51.2%, and the athletes had the lowest speed increase. For one rotation and the largest increase in the second rotation. As a result of this study, it is reported that the gap with the world top player is large. In this study, the change of the hammer bevel angle during the rotation of the ball was unstable. In the study, it is reported that a small or large driving bevel angle makes it difficult to maintain stability during the rotation of the athlete. In addition, the bevel angle is smaller than that of the world excellent athletes. And while the bevel angle of the second and third turns of the athletes increase, the bevel angles of the fourth turns are not clearly increasing, but a tendency to decrease at the same time. The fact that the player B's final release angle was only 34.8 degrees, so that the player rotation precise has problems in engagement with the final force exertion precise. According to research, it is reported that the key to achieving good results is to maintain the consistency of motion while maintaining the speed of its rotation and the analysis to time the sustain with one foot support and two foot support and the center of the lower body during the rotation process. Athletes report that the height of different center of gravity reflect not only basic information and the center, but also the degree of lifting of the athlete's lower body and upper body. In this study, the height of the center of the athlete's moment of support of both feet and the height of the moment of support of one foot are relatively high. Reference. Abstract. This study is the area's basis for improving the performance of Asian female hammer throwers by analyzing and diagnosing the rotational skill of the best Asian female hammer throwers, clarifying their kinematic characteristic and finding the technical gap with the world-based athletes, it is the prepare. The conclusions obtained through the analysis of the images taken using the APAS programs and DLT technique are as follows. 1. At least 1 foot and 2 foot support time are getting short. 2. The increase in rotational speed and the speed rhythm show in the relatively big difference from the world's top athletes. 3. The trajectory angle of hammer operation show big difference compared to the world's best athletes. 4. As the rotation increases, the height of the center of gravity increases at the moment of supporting 2 feet, and the width of the change of the height of center of gravity at the moment of support of 1 foot is relatively small. Thank you. Thank you very much.